Why am I invisible? Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. Let me stop the music here. And hit the buttons. Nope, that's not the right button. It's a different button. Nope, not that one either. Okay. I should be visible and the overlay is there. Okay! Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. David Snowpeck here from Snowpeck Games. It feels like it's been a million years since I have streamed last. Hello Ricardo, hello Boss MB Gaming, welcome to the stream. I somehow got the coolest characters so far. I got a mohawk and a sword, and I'm not entirely sure about my shirt. That maybe was a bad wardrobe choice. Ricardo's looking pretty cool too. Got the monk robe and a stash. Hey, Rumario Music, welcome to the stream. You got a pretty cool character. Got kind of a fro and some armor with a shield. Boss MB Gaming, I'm sorry, you're an NPC. You're just an NPC this time. Those aren't hero clothes. How is everyone doing? Jeez, it's been 3 weeks, I think, since last stream. Life has been just insane. Oh, before I get too much talking, I wanted to do some playtesting of Retro Tank Party on stream today. We'll do that towards the beginning. So I'm going to get up an instance of that. I'm going to give you the links that you can download the latest build from. So if you have the game on Steam, you can right-click it on your library, go to Properties, go to Betas, and select the beta version from there and play the latest build. Or if you don't have the game on Steam, you can download a build from GitLab, and there's also an HTML5 version. So let me just get all these links in there, and then I'll make a match ID so folks can join, and then I'll start babbling incessantly. Okay, so if you go to this page, there's each row on this table is a build. What you want is the second row, because the top one is the Steam build. It will only work if you have the game in Steam. It will actually check the Steam license to see if you have it. So don't download that one if you don't have it on Steam. And if you have it on Steam, just get it through Steam anyway. So the second one, these three vertical dots, download the version for your platform, Linux, Windows, Mac OS, whatever. Let me get the link for the HTML5. That's at Snowpeck Game, no, Snowpeck Dash Games, Retro Tank Party. So this one, this is the HTML5 version of the latest build. So if you're interested in playtesting on stream with me, go to one of those places, get a build, and then let me get you a match ID. And then join a private match with this match ID, and I'll get this up here, and we can wait to see if anyone joins. Please come help me playtest. I want to do a release really, really soon. You can probably see what the release is about because this is in Polish. So someone offered just to create a Spanish translation of the game. And I was like, yes, please, I will take that gladly. And so I had to do all this work to get the game translatable. It was a lot of busy work of like copying strings into a spreadsheet, and then some more busy work of trying to make the UI deal with different sizes of things. And I did all this work, and I put in this person's Spanish translation that they made. I'm like, wow, we should have more translations. So then I got a whole bunch more translations into a whole bunch of other languages, and I want to do some play tests with the game into different languages. So if you want to, you should when you boot up the game, go into settings and change the language to just something, ideally something you can speak, so that we can make sure that the game doesn't totally break when in a different language, because that is what I want to test. Let me see what's going on in chat. Not much. Ooh, hey, Ricardo! Thanks for helping me test. We'll see if we can get anyone else in here before we dive in. Although it's not, I guess, that important. Like a lot of playtests, I need to have lots of people to make sure that, you know, with more players it works. This time, I just need to make sure it doesn't crash and that there isn't any weird sizing issues and there isn't any secret English like snuck in there, right? But yeah, otherwise, how have you guys been? How's it been the last 3 weeks or whatever? It's been insane for me. I mean, things were really weird just in my personal life before I got COVID for the second time. And my wife got COVID for the first time, which just like totally knocked her out. She had it way worse than I did even the first time that I had it. I haven't had a lot of time for personal game dev, which is why I haven't been uploading any YouTube videos or really doing all that much. I've been trying to do a little bit, you know, here and there. Boss MB is waiting on the download. Awesome. Hey, yeah, Ricardo, let me know if the German is any good. Hey, Slovakia. Oh, geez, you just had the COVID too? Man, you know, this second time that I had it, I barely even noticed it. It was like I had a head cold, and I still kind of have a little bit of head cold. It like hasn't, it kind of just sort of came in a little bit and is slowly fading out. But yeah, was not a big deal the second time around. But yeah, still, it's no good. It's no good at all. Yeah, otherwise, like, I don't know, anyone have any cool updates on your projects? How's your stuff going? Playing anything cool? I've been playing Skyrim VR, which has been a lot of fun. I've probably put like 100 hours into Skyrim on the PlayStation, mostly the PlayStation 3. I do have it also on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox Series S because it's on Game Pass. But going back to it in VR and with mods has been super duper fun. Ooh, Ricardo fixed a Godot bug. Here, let's go see what your bug is. Oh, hey, did you guys see that Godot 3.5 was like just released like minutes ago? There's a bunch of stuff in Godot 3.5 that we worked on stream months ago with WebXR. That WebXR smartphone AR stuff that Sergio had clued us in on. Okay, so what is this? Fix soft body dynamic 3D normals. So the normals were weird on soft bodies. So this like just got merged too, like in the last 24 hours, and you created it 20 hours ago. So this is, Godot is a crazy open source project in like, sometimes things are just so fast. Like, you post a bug 20 hours ago, you know, Juan approves it 19 hours ago, 14 hours ago, it's in Godot. That's awesome, man. Slovakia, porting my state synchronization add-on to 4.0. Cool. Even though it was never really finished in 3.4. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to focus on. You can't make everything for all of the things, right? So we've got Ricardo in here. Boss MB Gaming said he was trying to get in. Let me know if you're having any trouble. If you've never played the game before, although I think you have. I think you've been on other play tests, Boss MB. It might be tricky doing it in another language if you haven't played it that much. Because the games, there's translation into like Japanese and like traditional Chinese and simplified Chinese, and I can't read those. I have to remember like where the buttons are, right? Not that I can read German or Spanish either, but I can do an okay job with Russian and Ukrainian. But yeah. I've been working still on the voxel game, which we're not doing on stream today. We're going to be doing rollback netcode stuff with Retro Tank Party, but I have kept working on the voxel game. I was actually working on that a little bit before the stream started. Ooh, there's some serious like ping spikes going on for you, Ricardo. This will be interesting to see how the game holds up with the ping going all over the place like that. But yeah, where we left off on the last voxel stream, I think I was still trying to get meshing to work at all. I have it working now. I have it working in another thread. I have some ideas of how to take advantage of that I haven't quite done yet, and I want to add chunking support. But yeah, like I said, I haven't made a lot of progress on most of my things just because life has been crazy. Hey, there's Boss MB. Is anyone else trying to get in? If someone's still trying to get in, like say something in chat in the next 20 seconds. Otherwise, we will start. Because I don't want to wait too long. This is interesting. Like, I guess I did this without a grid container. So like the Połączone and Gotowe are like not lined up because Ricardo's Sir Tanks a Lot name is just longer. That kind of looks That kind of looks lame. I should maybe have done that with a grid container. But, because actually that could happen even in English, right? If someone had a really long name, it could push over the connected. Hey! Hey, Upgrade! Welcome to the stream! Thanks for buying the game. That's awesome. I make no secret about the fact that you can also get it for free. It's only $2, so like I guess that's not a ton of money. But thank you for doing that. But yeah, how about we'll get started, and then maybe we could do another round when you get in there. Just ping me when you have everything booted up. To play, you'll need to switch to the beta. So to do that, you get it in your. Or are you getting it on Steam or itch.io actually? Because on itch, there's like no way to access the beta. You have to go download the build that I posted the link to earlier, and I can post the link again. But if you get it on Steam, you can right-click on the game in your library, go to Properties, Betas, and then select Beta from that drop-down. Anyway, let's do this. Let's see what happens. Let's play it. It's been so long since I played. I mean, I did a playtest. A couple of weeks ago or a week ago. Sometime recently. Time is a blur. I was just playing terribly because I hadn't done it in so long. Oh, sweet, you're getting it on Steam. All right, then you'll be able to get into the beta. Ooh, that was slow. Oh no. Oh no. Why can't I move? Oh, okay. Must have just been a temporary thing. All right. I can see some noticeable artifacts actually. Here, let me get the network overlay on. Don't shoot me while I'm debugging. Okay. I need some power-ups. Ooh, here's a power-up. Getting it. Health. Lame. More health? What is this? Haha. Oop. Yeah, so, I don't know who Pure ID 3 is, but man, we're getting loads of rollbacks. I mean, the game's holding up reasonably fine. It's not a disaster or anything, but it is interesting to... we lost sync for a second! We're losing sync again while I'm teleporting! Oh, this is the first time I will have played this on stream with my new and improved fiber internet. Ricardo, you're totally gonna destroy me. Oh, okay. You went the other way. Thank you. This is one long match. Okay. Need to go get me some power-ups. Come on. Where's the power-ups? Health. Where are you, Ricardo? I'm just gonna live dangerously here. I'm gonna find the person with spread and drive right at them. You have a zap also? The heck are you? It's not very action-packed! Oh, okay, zap. We zapped right next to each other. The RNG, I don't know who it's favoring at this point. Okay, you're totally gonna destroy me with your... No! Thanks a lot, Vigrivate Runde. Let me get in, see what's going on in chat here. Okay, nothing's going on in chat. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off the overlay. We know what's going on. Pure 3 has a whole bunch of latency between me and them. I don't know. It could actually be me. I could be the weak link. I don't know where. Boss MB, where are you located? I know Ricardo's in Germany. Be curious to know what our regional makeup is here. Yeah, probably. PRID 3 probably is Boss MB. Which would be funny if Boss MB is like closer to me and I have a better connection to... although with Ricardo it was oscillating a lot, right? Alright, I think I turned it down to 3 rounds to win. Let's see who can take the title, and then we'll try to get Upgrade in here. Yeah, for anyone who's been on like older streams, I have complained numerous. No, what are you guys doing? Okay, no, okay, Okay, I'm out of here. I've complained numerous times about my terrible internet. I actually have good internet now. Boss MB doesn't know where I am. He can't see me. No, no, no! Need this health. I need it. All right, I'm gonna stay away. I'm gonna stay in the shadows over here. With his railgun, he's gonna destroy me. Ooh, okay. Niewidzialność. Ooh, railgun for me. I will take that. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, come on. Are you invisible too? What is this? Oh, okay. Oh, I need that. Okay, I'm gonna boost right up and just destroy him. Come on. Ah! Come on! Oh. Is that... Oh, no, it's not the end because it would take... that's my first win. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking like three rounds total. It's three for whoever wins it. Oh, come on. Come on! Eek. I'll take the invisible. Sneak up on him. Oh. Good boost. Good, well-timed boost. I'll just stay invisible the whole time. How about that? I don't know why, but I really like the way that green is looking. Like, that's just a really refreshing green in your railgun there. Jeez, how many invisibles? How many invisibles am I gonna get here? Oh, this is a great for invisible. The heat seeking. Haha! I'm getting my oh, from Tobago in the Caribbean. So we do have a really interesting regional makeup. And the game, I mean, it's not working perfectly. Like, we keep hitting these regaining sinks, but it's also not the most terrible. The game isn't, you know, crashing. The artifacts when it's not doing the regaining sink aren't that bad. It's really just the hanging on regaining sink that's kind of the I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh, and I had a teleport. Why didn't I? I mean, not teleport to zap, but teleport in Polish. Why didn't I use it? Why didn't I use it? Oh my gosh. Who's gonna win this? I think it's 3 to win. I think I changed it to 3. I gotta stay near where the power-ups spawn. Hope I get something good. It teleported me right here? What kind of teleport is that? Okay. Oh, railgun. Yes. I'm gonna win now. Maybe not. But the railgun is pretty OP. This will probably be the first release where I am not nerfing the railgun a little bit. Maybe I should, though. I just haven't spent the time doing gameplay stuff to have a solid idea of how I wanted to nerf it. On the last playtest, I was talking with the folks there that... what the heck happened? OBS did something weird. I was talking with the other folks that maybe we should give it a shorter range, but then when it collides with something, increase its range. Because one of the things that sucks about the railgun is you can just like shoot off the screen. Like, I have no idea even where... I keep doing something to OBS here. What is happening? Okay. I should just get OBS off of this spot so I can't screw it up. Yeah, I'm just like randomly shooting all over the place. I don't even know where Godot is at, but I might hit him. I might hit him because the railgun's just got too much of a range. Ha ha! Wygrywa mecz. Okay, let's do like one more match. Try to get a 4th person in. I'll try a different language. Let's try something I just totally don't know at all. I think this is Japanese. We'll try Japanese. And we'll make a match ID. Let's see if we can get upgrade in here. So I know Ricardo was playing it in German. Boss MB, were you playing it in a non-English language? And if so, which one? Because I'm just kind of trying to gather some data on which languages seem to be working. Because there's always the possibility that there's some like weird crazy bug with one of them. Hey, Arc on Ick, welcome to the stream. So to get the beta build of the game that we're playing, you can go to. Did I not save these URLs? What the heck? I'll get the URL for you again. The HTML5 version is here, and then you can also download the build from. You can download the build from GitLab, or if you purchase the game on Steam, there's also a way to access the beta build. But these are all free links. I consider this part of development. You are helping me develop the game by playtesting right now, so I'm happy to just give you the secrets to get the game for free. So if you want a desktop build, you would go to this URL, and the second row is the non-Steam version. Click the 3 vertical dots, download the version for your platform. So I haven't talked about what I want to work on today, actually, which is I want to implement a spectator mode for the game. People are constantly asking about having spectator support in the Godot Rollback netcode add-on, which is what this is built with. It's what I built it for. I created the Godot Rollback netcode add-on to make this game. But people always want spectator support. People came up with a bunch of weird hacks to do it. Not weird hacks, but just like hacks that shouldn't be necessary, right? And they were perfectly fine. They were good hacks. But I went and made a draft MR to add the spectator support. And it seems to work in like limited testing, but I won't really know if it works unless we add it to a real game like Retro Tank Party. So once we're done playtesting, that's what we're going to do. We're going to add spectator support to Retro Tank Party, and that'll be cool. Then we could put a whole ton of people in the match, even if only 4 people are playing. Paste does not seem. Oh yes, it works in Chrome. You must be using Firefox or something else non-Chrome, but the paste should work in Chrome. I'm sorry about that. It's actually like it's a Firefox issue. I think they don't let paste work as from their perspective as a security thing, but from the perspective of like me as a person making a game, it seems like a bug, right? Whoa, Slovakia, you have a huge ping. This is going to be interesting. Let's see how this goes. Who's Wookstat? Who's from chat? Like, who is that? Let's do a death match. We'll shorten it to 3 minutes. I am unclear on what this says. I think that says teams. Yep. Okay. Here's the teams. I did not translate the red and blue because they're also signified with an R and a B in game, and I thought that'd be weird. If like it was Czerwona and Niebieska, but then in the game it's R and B. Like, what the heck does that mean? So I left those actually as the red and blue. And let's do desert again. Desert's a good chaotic one. It's small enough for crazy things to happen. Let's put on the network overlay. Oh no! Huh? Well, that didn't last. I'm not even sure what happened there. Did you guys see what the error message was? I mean, I can't read Japanese, so like, did someone see the error message in a language that you speak? Yeah, Slovakia, where are you located? Your ping was crazy high. Because that's the only thing I can think. Like, the size of the buffer in this game is enough that it should be able to handle at maximum 500 milliseconds of latency. So I saw, upgrade. I can't read the message, but I'm going to assume that it's telling you you have the wrong version. And if you just got it on Steam, what you need to do is right-click on it in the library, go to Properties, there's a tab that says Betas, and then there's a drop-down on that tab that switches from, I don't know, whatever, default to a branch named Beta. And then once you do that, it should like have an update. It should do like an update, and then you should get the right version to be able to play with us. So you're using the HTML5 version. Oh, okay, so you're in Texas. Why would that be so? Why would the ping be so high? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure what would have happened there. Holding. Hey, 3D Rangira animation. Welcome to the stream. Oh, really? So what was the error message that you got? Because I can't read it. Like, unless, does anyone here read Japanese? And why is this grayed out? I can't say I'm ready. Oh my god. We are encountering a number of bugs today. So you downloaded the Steam signed build from GitLab. That should work, actually. It should be able to detect that you've actually purchased the game in Steam and run. I don't know why I can't say that I'm ready, though. Something else is going on here. We have entered a world of bugs and weirdness, which sucks. Like, we're here to say, like, okay, everything's fine, let's release it, but I think I'm gonna have to make a new match, guys, because like it's not letting me do this. I don't know if I can. Making the network overlay would help. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make a new match. I may switch to a language that I have a better chance of reading also. I don't speak good Russian, but I do understand a little bit of Russian, so we'll go with that. All right, we'll try this match. Hopefully it won't have the I'm ready button grayed out. Oh, awesome. Thanks for subscribing, 3D Rangira Animation. Oh, Wookstat's in Korea. This is going to be interesting. You actually have a pretty solid ping for being in Korea. Or for me connecting to you from Korea. I'm sure internet is good in Korea, but just, you know, for our connection, since this is a peer-to-peer game, right? We're making direct connections from each of our peers to each other in a mesh. Okay. So I'm just going to watch the pings for a moment here. So Slovakia's now got a really solid ping, 100 milliseconds. That's not bad at all. Upgrade and Wookstat have about the same sort of 200 milliseconds-ish ping. Let's just spend 3 minutes on doing some teams here. I just like teams. And we'll do this one because there's lots of power-ups. All right, and because we're playing with new people, I'm going to put up the network overlay just to kind of see what's going on. I don't know who Pier 3 is, but like... Or that was Slovakia. Slovakia, Pier 3. So now we have an awesome connection, Slovakia. I'm not sure why we had such a terrible connection before, but now it's amazing. Like, there's only been a couple of rollbacks for 1 tick each. Ah, I'm stuck. And we're only getting 2-3 rollbacks with the other 2 peers. It's playing amazing right now, as far as I can tell. I'm not seeing any artifacts. Wait, was I shooting my own teammate? I forgot we're on teams! Sorry, teammate! I didn't mean it! It wasn't my fault. Uh-oh. You destroyed me. Okay, don't shoot me, Slovakia. Sorry if I was shooting you before. I didn't mean it. We're both on the red team. Let's get some power-ups here. Oh, let's go corner upgrade over here. I kind of lost my... Oh, do you have tracers? Okay, okay. I gotta stay away from you, or at least keep my distance. Get you to pursue me instead of the other way around. Oh, come on. Oh, no, 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 no! I really need a power-up. I really need a power-up. Oh, jeez. Okay. Blue team took another one. That must have been... So, Selvakia, you got 3 kills so far? Hey, Upgrade, you're having some difficulties here? I didn't want to just kill you while you were sitting there. That seems unfair. Ooh, yeah. Okay, let's corner him. I got spread. Let's... Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Ooh, he's got Tracer, which is a really good counter, actually, to spread, if you can get me to chase you. But... I'll try to be smarter than that. Oh, my spread's already gone. Okay. Oh, jeez, we're tied. We're tied. Slovakia, we gotta get him. We gotta get one more in the next 30 seconds. Come on. Ooh, power up time. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! It'll go into instant death, like... It'd just be nice to avoid instant death. Oh, jeez, come on, I'm invisible. Where is he? Wait, oh, blue team got a kill at the end! Oh! Oh, man. So, thank you everyone for helping playtest. If there's someone who really, really wants to get in on a playtest, like, say so in the chat. Otherwise, I think we probably, like, this is supposed to be a game development stream. We should probably start doing some game development. But good game, folks. That was fun. Let me go look at chat really quick. Oh, so I guess a ton of tabs open. Oh, Arconic, do you still want to get in, man? We could try to do... We could try to do one more. But I do want to, you know, save at least a little bit of time. Yeah, so yeah, I think in the beginning I was shooting you too. I had totally forgotten we were doing teams. I just want to blow stuff up. I thought the game was great, but I had a few rubber band moments, and the controls were a bit slow on my end at times. But overall, it was great. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so there were some artifacts. Particularly in the round that you played in, Boss MB, I could see some noticeable rubber banding and stuff, but that second round, that was flawless. I mean, I barely noticed any artifacts. We were doing like a real manageable number of rollbacks. All was good. Yeah. So no one's saying anything. No one's saying they really want to get in on another round. So let's do some game development here. Upgrade. I'm surprised it was so smooth considering I'm in China and the packet loss to outside the country is supposed to be crazy high. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool that we're doing a match between the US and China, and I forget who else was in there, but yeah, the Steam version is absolutely going to perform better than the HTML5 version. Rollback is like actually pretty performance intensive to do. You end up in situations where you have to run like 5 frames of logic within a single frame budget, and it can really add up, and it takes a bunch more memory too, because you have to keep all these state snapshots. So like HTML5 isn't a great platform, but it worked. What's the subtopic with rollback today? Well, we are going to be implementing spectator support. We're going to be adding spectator support to Retro Tank Party. I wrote a draft MR for the Godot Rollback netcode add-on that adds spectator support, which I'm going to get up here. Stopping games, Godot Rollback netcode. And we're going to be integrating it into, what did I type wrong? GitHub. Not GitHub, GitLab. We're going to the lab, to the laboratory. Which is this guy. It's very simple, to be honest. It's basically just like you're saying this peer, don't expect any input from them. And when you are the spectator, you're not sending actual input, you're just sending information about which input you need from the other players. So it's really like a minor change. What kind of plus minus stats do we have here? We're adding 200 lines, subtracting 111 lines, but that's basically because like there's some indents that change. Slovakia, does the Steam version use eNet? It does not. It always uses WebRTC in any version. I would love to be able to not use WebRTC in some situations because WebRTC has this very annoying built-in flow control that we have to do a bunch of hacking around to have it not make things get crazy. But I think we've struck a nice balance. Seems to work good enough. One day it would be cool to like have it so that the web version uses WebRTC, but the other versions can just like connect via eNet and then only make the WebRTC connections to the one web user or something like that. But that's a future thing. Also, the warp power-up had me wondering if the game was lagging or not, but watching the stream after the match finished because I was so far back made me realize it looked like the same for you, so it wasn't lagging on my end, only if it was lagging. Yeah, so when it is like we're hitting that resyncing thing, like trying to regain synchronization, it's gonna pause for everyone. Or maybe not for the person who's behind. Maybe the person who's the furthest behind just keeps rolling, and the other peers are waiting for them. But yeah. Godot 4 lets you create mesh networks with eNet. Yes, it does. I'm excited about that. Many streams ago, I don't know if anyone remembers, we were working on a stun implementation for Godot 4 so that you could use stun with the eNet mesh networks thing. And eventually I'd like to add turn support to that as well so that you can have, you know, NAT hole punching for your mesh networks with eNet. And if for folks who are not like real deep in networking, probably what I just said was gobbledygook. But when you're doing peer-to-peer, you need a way for all of the peers to connect to each other, even though you're all probably behind firewalls and routers and stuff. And stun and turn are a solution to that problem, allowing my computer to directly connect to Slovakia's computer, for example, even though like my router, which is here, theoretically shouldn't let that happen, right? You'd have to set up port forwarding for it to happen, and this is a way to do it without having to set up port forwarding. Oh, not the pauses when resyncing. Both of us were in battle, and it looked like you were ghosting. I'm assuming it is a power-up from the stream. Oh, like when I'm invisible? Because that's a thing. If not that, I guess I'm still a little bit unclear about what you mean. Hopefully not a bug. Hopefully it was a gameplay thing, because I really don't want to hold up this release. Did anyone notice any issues with the translations, though? Did the interface get weird because the size changes, or like something was weirdly in English or anything like that? Certainly let me know. Oh, 3 or 4 of your tank models at once. So that could have been maybe the boost power-up? So when you boost, there's like shadow versions of your tank that come after it. Otherwise, I'm not sure. If you saw it on the stream, maybe like give me a timestamp, and then later I can go check it out and see what that was. But let's write some code. Let's do some coding. Where's my Godot? I got my Godot over here, and yeah. So what I was thinking, user interface wise, was you know, there's like the ready screen. We have the ready screen where it shows all the ping numbers and who's connected. This was from stream when we were working on meshing, which I'm sure my explanation was terrible. Some of these things are just hard to get out of one's head and onto paper. But so we have the ready screen. It says player name, ping number, and you know, if you're ready or not. Oh man, writing with a mouse, it's horrible. And then we have the button for I'm ready down here. And what I was thinking was putting just like a checkbox. This isn't the best user interface. This isn't the best user interface, but like a spectator checkbox. And possibly changing this into an icon later so I don't have to translate it. Now that the game's going to be in like 8 languages. That's going to be a pain every time we have to add any text to the game. But so we'll have a checkbox here. And one of the challenges that we're going to have to deal with is the fact that the game can only be played with up to 4 players, but we want to allow more spectators than players. So if 5 people join the match, the 5th person has to automatically be turned into a spectator and cannot become not a spectator until someone else decides to become a spectator. And in order to coordinate that, we're going to need to have some logic in the host to decide who gets to be a spectator or not. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Boss MB, saying the interface looked good in Spanish. Hey, Ivan Firsov, welcome to the stream. Yes, we are going to Godot all day long. That just made me realize I hadn't looked at what kind of characters you guys have gotten. So Ivan's a orc with a fro. Who else is new? Oh, I saw Romaro music already. 3D Rangira animation. You got an NPC. Sorry about that. You're kind of a plain looking dude with a green shirt and a beard and a stash. Who else do we got? Upgrade, I don't know that I saw you earlier, but you got some sweet looking armor, a balding orc, that's pretty awesome. What else do we have? Munf. Oh, you look like a blacksmith. You got sort of the blacksmith overalls, shaved head. Looking good. Ooh, Wook stats all stuck on the top. Let me see if I remember the button not to press to get them out of there. By the way, the overlay is a Godot app that we built on stream last summer, so about a year ago now. Ooh, an Arconic. Another. You got a sort of plain looking dude, an NPC kind of look. Although the shirt is sort of interesting. It kind of makes me think of. Did you guys ever watch Deep Space Nine? It makes me think of the Bajoran security, or not even security. I guess just the Bajoran officer uniforms. Cool. What else is going on? Oh, Arconic has to leave. Thanks for coming to the stream. Check you later. I don't know what that phrase was supposed to mean. Hope to see you again. Ricardo says, UI look fine in German. Awesome. Does the spectator have to keep up, or can the spectator lag behind intentionally? Maybe the spectator never has to roll back. So the spectator still has to roll back because they, like all of the other peers, are getting the input when they get it, but the show must go on, right? It must keep rendering frames, and so it's going to be doing prediction. And then when it gets the correct input, rolling back and doing the same thing that the normal peers do. I suppose you could have it not roll back, but what that's going to mean is the game's going to stutter. That every time it doesn't have enough input, it's just going to have to stop until the input comes, and then, I don't know, like play it really fast. So maybe you would want to not play it really fast when suddenly all the input comes in. Maybe you'd want to just jump to where it was. But no, it's going to roll back just like normal peers do. And it can enter a situation where it doesn't have enough input and the input maybe isn't available. So it could lose synchronization. Can it make the other peers lose synchronization is a good question. I'm actually not sure about the answer to that question. We'd have to look at the code. Let's do that right now because I'm now super curious. Oh, I have an old version of the add-on in here. I have to copy the latest one in. So I did make a new branch, right? I did. Let's copy from. You guys probably actually can't see what I'm typing because it's at the bottom of the screen and I have the bar showing the Discord. Godot, rollback netcode, add-ons, Godot. Oh, but do I have it on the right branch? Oh, and I'll make this font big for those of us with not great eyesight, myself included. Oh, nope, I don't need to go there. I just need to see what the branch is. What branch is this? This is the Spectator branch. Awesome. So I'll copy this into the right place. I think I did that right. I did not. Okay. Let's try this again. Copy and paste fail. Guess what I need to do is just put add-ons, not this. Okay, there we go. So let's say add latest grn with spectator support. Push that up to its new branch here on GitLab. By the way, the game is open source, so anyone can go look at the code If you are interested, this is just going to be in another branch on the GitLab project. So you can follow along at home if you so desire. Let's get VS Code to boot up here. I'll just pick the sync manager. That should trigger it, open it up. You see what's going on in chat. So kind of like a substitution. I may have waited too long to read your comment upgrade. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Like the idea that like a person can step in, like that, like when I was talking about how someone would have to say they're a spectator for then a spectator to become a player. But yes, if that is what you're talking about. So okay, what I suggest is that it just buffers all inputs. This way, if a spectator lags badly, he won't cause the players to have rollbacks. So the spectator cannot cause other players to have rollbacks. What causes rollbacks is receiving input that doesn't match your prediction. So the spectator is never generating inputs, so the spectator can never cause rollbacks. The question that I want to try and answer though is can the spectator cause a fatal desync due to a buffer underrun? Okay, so to try and explain this, you're maintaining a buffer, right, of all of these inputs and states so that you can roll back if you need to. The buffer has a limit because if it was unlimited, you could suddenly need to do 200 rollbacks or something, which just would never work. You'd enter a death spiral, the game's over. So it has a limit. I think we're using 15 as our limit here in RetroTank Party. 15, yes. So if there's a peer that is telling you, hey, I still need the input from 15 ticks ago, then you cannot delete that input from 15 ticks ago because you're still trying to get it to this peer that's missing it, right? So if the spectator has not yet received this input, that could mean a player cannot remove that frame, cannot remove that item from the buffer, which means they cannot add a new entry into the buffer, right? So I need to see if that's a possible thing. What are we doing here? What's going on? In OpenRA, we have this issue where spectators can lag the game for players even though they have no impact on the game. Yeah, so we gotta answer that question. I want to yourself, will the spectators be able to control the size of the camera? Yeah, that's another UI challenge that I haven't decided on. I was thinking to start with, to make things simple today, like we should just make it so that the spectators see the whole field. But ultimately, I'd like them to be able to see the whole field, maybe have an expanding, contracting camera to make sure that everything's in it, and maybe be able to switch the camera to follow individual players if they want to just follow a player in particular. There's a lot of cool options there, actually. I'm excited to mess around with that, but we just want to get it working today. So I think for today, we'll just make a camera that sees the whole field, so we don't have to do much work. Could you do it? Wait, you could do it in that way. Have everyone not spectate until the 5th player. Yeah, I mean, I want to be able to have it so that substitute the 5th person listed as spectator. Yeah, so I need to go check out Rocket League and see what their UI is. Like, these UI things are always tricky, and I don't play that many multiplayer games, despite like primarily making multiplayer games. I don't play a lot of them. So I would love to see what the UI looks like for other games to implement spectators. Is Rocket League like a good example? I play Rocket League like on occasion. I don't ever recall what the UI looks like to declare yourself a spectator. I just remember, like, I said I wanted to be in a match, and then I'm in a match, and then I played, and then the next match I played with the same people, and then my kids needed something, and I had to, like, go help my kids. See if we can get some images. No, I'd love to see how they do the UI though, just because this is a sort of tricky problem. Scroll well. Scroll wheel, I assume, was the question. Off topic. Does the rollback plugin support animations using 2D skeletal animation? I don't think so. I have not tried it. So we had to add a special network animation player node to allow using animation players with rollback to give them rollback support. I have not tried 2D bone animation. We probably would have to create some special nodes to make that rollback safe as well. And again, this is all open source. So if someone was like really into doing 2D skeletal animation with the rollback netcode add-on, like try it, see what breaks. Maybe we can figure out together like how to fix that, how to make it work. So when you join a private match, you either go orange or blue or spectator. Okay. So I probably just didn't even pay attention because like I'm playing this match. I'm gonna do, you know, which side. Although to be honest, like I literally don't remember picking a side to pick orange or blue or whatever. I just remember like waiting for a minute and then suddenly being in a match. But yeah, I will play Rocket League tonight and see how this looks. There's a plethora of options to customize your view. You can hard attach to a player, soft attach to a player, or watch exactly as their perspective. Yeah, definitely. Monf, give it a shot. Let me know. Freely control the camera yourself with a joystick and keyboard. Maybe you never did a private match. Yeah, I probably never did a private match. Yeah, I always match made. I do know people who play Rocket League. I think Ross, who's sometimes on the stream, plays Rocket League, but like I never have predictable time. It's like I'll be able to game for like 15 minutes between my kids needing something. So like arranging things with friends is kind of impossible. But yeah, our goal today is to try and get it working with something simple that is correct, right? Simple and correct, and then we can try and improve the oh hey, yeah, Upgrade, I'd love to play Rocket League with you sometime. That'd be cool. You'll totally just destroy me with 2,000 hours. You played 2,000 hours? Oh man. But yeah, that'd be fun. Anyway, our goal for today is to make something that is simple, correct, works, and then we'll figure out UI stuff. I mean, it is interesting, though, to think about. I feel like the biggest challenge with this might be the UI challenge. Like I said, the code changes to implement spectators is relatively simple. Oh, and we're going to, before we start doing things, I want to answer this question. VS Code, why are you complaining about this thing? As soon as I figure out why VS Code is mad about Spawn Manager. It's git status. Did I branch from a weird branch? No, I branched from origin. Why are you upset? Am I in the right version of the editor? No. Custom builds, that does sound like it's one of my... Okay, let me just figure out why VS Code is unhappy, and then we will look into the question of can a spectator cause a buffer underrun style desync. There's a lot of ways to desync. I don't see any red in here. Interesting. Is there a cyclic reference? Seems like it really thinks there is something. So, Spawn Manager, do you ever refer to Sync Manager? No, do not. I'm real confused. Do I have like 2 instances of Godot running? Ooh, well, this one doesn't count, right? I don't know what's going on here. Let me like just reload current project. Sometimes that fixes weird errors from VS Code. Okay, we'll just roll with it. It sucks though when it has an error like at the top of the file. That means it might not do autocomplete right for me later when we're writing code. Anyway, the question is, can a spectator cause a buffer underrun style desync on a real player? And the place we want to look for that is in the clean buffers, something buffers? Cleanup buffers method. Okay, so this method gets called to clean up old frames from the various buffers, and if it's unable to retire a frame, for some reason, we get this this style error. You know, attempting to retire state frame blah, but input frame is missing. So it would never be because an input frame is missing, because the spectators don't generate input. So all of these errors, these two are impossible. Unable to retire state frame because we haven't hashed it yet. Again, that could not be caused by a spectator. That would just be, I don't know, some slowness on the peer that's trying to execute the game. So attempting to require state hash frame, but we're still missing hashes from other peers. That also, well, no, that could happen, right? So the spectators are still generating state hashes, I think. Let's go verify that. So there's send spectating messages to other players. We are sending the next hash tick we need and inputs. We are not sending hashes. Okay, so spectators are not sending hashes. Clean up buffers. We'll head back down here. Ah, typo. Clean up buffers. We were down here, attempting to retire a state hash frame, but we're missing hashes. No. It looks, to the best of my understanding, like a spectator cannot cause a desync. They're not sending hashes. They're not sending inputs. All they're doing is saying, hey, I need this particular input from you. I'm missing this input from you, player, peer. And do we keep input forever if someone hasn't received it? I think we do. Oh no, that's input send queue. Hang on. Where are we cleaning up the input buffer? Okay, cleans up old input buffer frames. Unlike state frames, we can have many frames from the future. Okay, never mind. That's from the future. We don't want to have too many future frames. I end up discarding input. Okay. Only count input frames before the current frame towards the buffer size. Or do they live in the input send queue before they get sent? Maybe. How does the input send queue work? Oh, geez. Lots of questions. Input send queue. Yeah, okay, so it is the input send queue that we care about here. Okay. Back to cleanup buffers. So it's looking up the minimum input requested tick. So if a spectator is lagging behind, it could say, I still need your input from 25 frames ago, but it's not going to get rid of it. It keeps it keeps its own input that it hasn't sent to every peer for as long as it needs to. So, yeah. With the current design, as far as I can tell, a spectator cannot cause a desync, cannot cause any kind of lag or interruption. A spectator can still get desynced, but that would kill the spectators match. It would not have any effect on the players, as far as I can tell. Again, of course, we're going to have to test this, right? We're going to have to test it, like, you know, mess around with, add some, you know, artificial network latency and see what happens when a spectator gets really far behind. But I think it's safe. I think it's safe to that. It can't get the file. Is that in reference to the VS Code thing? Possibly. Maybe it can't get the file. It says it can't preload resource, but the file is there. So can't preload resource usually is because the file has a syntax error or or there's a circular reference. Because, I mean, here's the file. It's exactly where it's supposed to be. And usually, in this situation, I'd open it up and see some red in here. But, I don't know. VS Code, the mysterious ways of VS Code. You know, there was a VS Code update today, which I hope didn't have any negative effects here. Anyway, let's write some code. What time is it? It's 11. We haven't written any code yet. Let's do it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is implement some kind of interface to say I am a spectator. And from there, we'll figure out how to make that work. So let's get to the right scene here. It is, I think, the match ready screen. This looks about right. This looks like the right place. So here is where I was thinking. We have the ready button over here. We're going to need to come up with a way for these two things to share space. So I think let's put them in like a VBox container. Put the ready button there. This VBox container needs to be at the bottom. Man, I chose a weird way to lay out this UI. I made some really odd UI choices on this game, it being one of my earlier Godot games. I've been developing it since 2019, so there's definitely some things in it that, were I to build it from scratch now, I would probably do differently. Okay, so we have that, and then we're going to put a checkbox. We'll put that here. Oh, not VBox. What am I thinking? I want an HBox. HBox. And we are going to set the size flags such that we are going to fill horizontally. The ready button is now scrunched down super tiny, which I'm not crazy about. I like having a nice big ready button. And I don't want it all the way over either. So let's do... maybe I should not even have done this with a container. Maybe just place it in there would have been the better choice. Hang on. Let's undo a little bit. See what we got. Ready screen's now like totally corrupted here. Let's open it up again. Okay, there we go. So the users fill in here. We have this nice big button here. How do we say I am a spectator? Maybe we put it at the top. No, I don't know. It makes sense at the bottom. Okay, new plan. We're not going to use special sizing things, although it definitely makes sense to because of the multiple languages. Why do I always get hung up on these dumb things? Okay, we're gonna go back to what I was just doing. We're gonna just make a couple little changes. We're gonna take this size. We're gonna make it be a whole number. I don't know why these are all not whole numbers here. Okay, fine. Be 67 then. 67, and we're gonna set the min size there, so the button won't get smaller. I like the size of the button. We're gonna put a HBox container down here, which is going to have some placeholder things in it. So we want the HBox container to be at the bottom wide, and we're going to put some just plain old control nodes. I like to do sizing sometimes by just having like a bunch of extra control nodes with different size flags on them. Put the ready button over there. Let's bring it back up. It's the bottom wide. And we're going to set... what am I looking for? No, not theme constants. I am looking for the margins. So we need to move this up a bunch. Let's move it up maybe 200? Oh, it's too much. Let's say negative 75. Not enough. Negative 100. Negative 125. And then we want this to be sized. It's natural size. So that seems good. This control is going to kind of sit between this and the what was the thing we were adding? It was a Spectate Button, which we could do as a checkbox. It seems like the simplest thing to do. It might look better as like a button that sticks down, but we'll do it this way. Spectator, Spectator, and we will have this button, this control that we're just having here to size, expand horizontally, and then we're going to change the margins on the left and right to bring it back towards the middle. So let's do maybe 75, and on the right, negative 75. I don't like that the button is now super small. I thought I fixed that. I thought I made it so the button had a min. Oh, I put it in Y. I put it in the wrong place. Okay, so let's clear this out. This can be 0. I don't know what this was before. Maybe it was like 400. So let's try 400. I think it was bigger than that. 500. That's fine. It's fine for now. Button on center, checkbox on the right to align right. Yeah. So what I wanted to do with this control in the middle was to expand and fill, and yeah, I could have done that way. I could have done that way. Although this button would have still grown to go all the way out to the spectator button. I don't know. I feel like I still need this little one in the middle to do that magic, but maybe there's a better way to do it. I don't know. You get kind of set in your ways. You get kind of set in your ways when you're building Godot UIs. Anyway, this is fine. We're gonna have to update some stuff at the top in my big bunch of on-readies. I am really excited to start using Godot 3.5, which just came out today. I'm really excited to use Godot 3.5 to be so that I don't have to do this kind of garbage anymore. I can use the I forget what the name of the feature is, but where you get to assign like a unique name to controls that are at some sort of depth. Okay, what do I need to change? I need to change the ready button. So the ready button is now located at, oh, come on. Cannot preload. What is going on, VS Code? What is going on? Why can't you load this? What is the problem? Cannot preload resource at path. I need my autocomplete. I need my autocomplete. What the heck is happening? Is it because there was a VS Code update today? Also, like how there's a semicolon at the end there. What was I thinking when I wrote that? Must have been writing a lot of C++ that day. Okay, we'll cheat. We'll make that be path expected after. What is going on? Okay, how about let's try restarting VS Code. I don't know. That might be a thing. Let's restart VS Code. I want my autocomplete. If this doesn't work, we'll just use the Godot editor. But What is this set of things that I always press to make it open my my project? Okay, we'll hit this button. Okay, we restarted VS Code. Are you happy now? You're not happy. Okay, well we'll stop using VS Code. We'll do this in the Godot editor. Let me just we'll disable this. I like doing VS Code because I have the Vim key bindings, but if it's not gonna autocomplete things for me, I'm not gonna be very happy. Okay. Oh, and I actually probably want to call this like, I don't know, something else. We'll call it button container. Let's do this again. Button container, ready button. Hey, look, that's a spectator. Stable. Hi, Spirit, if that's how you pronounce your username. I am using the stable before. I think I might be using the stable that is not. There was just a release 3 days ago, so I'm using one before that. No, I'm actually using one even before that. But no, I usually don't have this problem. I don't know exactly what's causing it today. The VS Code integration with Godot being weird. Anyway, so we have the ready button. We can say that we are a spectator. What do we have to do with this button? Let me remember how this works. So I think we just set a property on the sync manager. Spectator. Yeah, okay, so we say add, when we do add peer, we need to say we're a spectator. Okay, so how does this need to go down? We're declaring we're a spectator. We need to tell the host that we want to be a spectator. This is before the sync manager started up, right? The sync manager gets started up in the next phase, I think. Let's see if sync manager is even referred to here. Sync manager, get network unique ID. We're adding peers. Okay, so since we're adding peers here, this is where we're going to want to change them between spectators and not spectators. Did we make an API for ourselves to do that after the peer is already added, or does it have to happen when the peer is added? Move peer. I think we might need like some sort of like update peer method, because we won't know immediately that they're a spectator. They have to decide they're a spectator at some point during the match setup process. So let's grab this button. The checkbox, we need to rename it. We'll say Spectator checkbox. And someone hits that checkbox, we're going to need to tell the host, we're going to say, hey host, I am a spectator, right? I think we want to do toggled for that. This is not a sync manager callback. This, where am I putting all the UI stuff? All the UI stuff is up here. Yeah, keep things orderly. So spectator checkbox toggled. So now we need to say, hey host, I am a spectator. We need to tell everyone we're a spectator, but I think we probably need to tell the host to coordinate this. we probably need the host to coordinate this because they need to make sure that there aren't too many players. So we're going to allow, let's say, up to 8 peers in a match, but only up to 4 players. So there can be 4 spectators and 4 players, right? And the host, whose job is really just dealing with these kind of situations, conflicts, needs to say, hey, you're allowed to be a player or not. So we're going to say everyone starts out as not a spectator unless the host says you have to be a spectator. Because once there's 4 players, there's nothing you can... We can't have more than 4 players. The game doesn't support it at the moment. I would like to get it up to 6 players or 8 players, but there's reasons. There's not enough art for all the tanks. There's not enough spawn locations on the map, whatever. So you join the match. Where are we adding ourselves to the sync manager? Add peer. So we are adding peers. Is this the only place the peers get added? Okay, if the status for a player changes to connected, we add the peer. We update the little status messages. Ooh, Restream is happy that I just got 100 messages. Seen unique names. Yeah, seen unique names. I'm excited about that for sure. Yeah, Godot 3.5 is already out. Yeah, very, very similar to Python. The syntax is Python inspired. Oh, cool. I didn't know GD Quest had made a video. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited about 3.5. I have some changes in 3.5. Not to get distracted again. I'm very distractible. But I contributed some stuff to WebXR support in 3.5. I'm the WebXR maintainer for Godot. And then I also contributed to some multiplayer stuff, which I'm not a maintainer of that. That's Fales, who does an amazing job maintaining. But how do I get to the release notes? Take me to your release notes. I don't know how to get to them from here. I know where they are in the GitHub repo. We'll go look there. 3.x. Release notes. Changelog. So the WebXR stuff, supporting rendering and touch events on smartphone AR and mapping VR controller button IDs to match other AR VR interfaces. I'm excited to have that out. This is old stuff. This is like really old. From December, January, and one in April. It's cool to finally have that stuff out though. I'm excited to switch to 3.5. 3.5 didn't break my project. Yay! Yeah, 3.5 is gonna be great. 3.5 is gonna be great. I'm excited about it. Okay, what the heck was I doing, guys? This is the problem with attention deficit disorder. It is. That's the problem. We were figuring out how to decide who's a spectator and who's not. So, okay, the peers get added. We need a way to change to being a spectator. So let's go into the actual sync manager. Wait, can I control click this? I can. Let's go to no distractions mode. And we have the ability to mark ourselves as spectator when we are added in add peer. We need a way to change it. So we need to have like a wait, what does get peer do exactly? We could do this with just get peer. That might be the way to go. Okay, so if we change to a spectator, we'll get peer, and then we get a peer object which has like just a spectator flag on it. Yeah, okay, so we don't need to add a method there. Back to the ready screen. So we join the match. We click the I am a spectator button. It needs to tell everyone, but most importantly the host, that I'm now a spectator, or perhaps it tells the host and then the host tells everyone else. I think we have to tell the host and the host tells everyone else. In fact, the host kind of needs to confirm it. So one of the joys of peer-to-peer networking is that everyone has to be in agreement about some basic information. If a peer thinks it's a spectator, but the host thinks it's not a spectator, like real bad things are going to happen, right? Everyone needs to be in agreement about who's a spectator and who's not a spectator. So I think to become a spectator, we have to tell the host. We have to tell everybody. We have to make sure everybody knows before we can hit that ready button. So we have a checkbox. It is either checked or unchecked. We need permission to be unchecked because we can only have up to 4 players in a match. We don't need permission to be checked, but we need to make sure everyone knows about it before we start. Because if someone thinks you're a spectator and someone thinks you're not a spectator, like everything's going to explode. So we hit the ready button. What does that do exactly? Let's get out of focus mode here. We hit the ready button. That goes here. We emit a signal. Hey, a signal. I have to find out what's attached to that signal. So the ready screen is part of which main scene? I have the game kind of broken up into main scenes that are like always the top level scene at any given time, as sort of just an organizational thing, since in Godot there isn't any difference between a scene that's instanced within a scene and a top level scene. So I have all the top level scenes in this main folder, and I believe that the ready screen is part of the match setup scene. Let's go here for that. So it is probably the thing that is getting this ready signal. Let's just search for ready screen, ready pressed. All right. So what is it doing? It's generating a random, or it's randomizing a random number generator for some reason. Not sure why. Don't remember writing this particular bit of code. We're sending a random seed. Every single peer is sending a random seed. Why are we doing that? I just don't remember. This is the joys of reading your own code a while later. Okay, and then we're immediately attempting to change the scene. I'm missing something here. I'm missing something. Okay, so we're connecting to ready pressed, which brings us to here. We're gathering up a bunch of match info. We're initiating a remote operation with this info. This is the wrong UI. This is something else. I'm just getting lost in my own code here. Yep, this is absolutely the wrong thing. Ooh, I've been bringed. Thank you, anonymous bringer. Yeah, I've just confused the crap out of myself because I have 2 things called ready screen. I have ready screen under session setup, and I have ready screen under match setup. A miracle of naming there has occurred. Okay, so No, I'm so lost right now. I gotta tell you right now. I'm so lost in this code. It's been a while since I've been in here. Okay, so what we are doing is session setup. So I need to go to session setup, not match setup, session setup, which has this ready screen as a child. Okay, so session setup. Session setup is connected to the onReady screen pressed. This one. Okay. This makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so you press the ready button. I'm ready. It sends an RPC, player ready. It goes to all players. And this needs to send not just the session ID, but also whether or not this player is a spectator. So how is this bit of code going to know that? I guess ready screen is going to need to have its player, its ready pressed signal let you know whether it's a spectator or not, right? So emit signal, ready pressed, and then it's going to have to check if it's a spectator. So spectator checkbox, say spectator checkbox, not visible. What is it? I forget the property that actually says, is it pressed? Pressed. So ready pressed, we need to change this. We'll need to add this is spectator. And then we need to go up to session setup again. And here we are going to get is spectator, which is a bool. And then we need to tell all the other players, hey, I'm ready, with a session ID and whether or not I'm a spectator. So clearly this is going to need to be more sophisticated because we need to validate that we don't have too many players. But let's not worry about that right now. Let's actually implement this first, where you can't have more players than are allowed in a match, because it's only up to 4 player. What I wanted to do was like 4 players and 4 spectators max, but let's start with not that, just to keep things simple. So player ready, that's right here. We'll do is spectator. Okay, so the person has pressed the ready button. We are checking whether or not the spectator checkbox is checked. This message is going to go to everybody, which is going to need to change the player to a spectator if they weren't already one, because they should already be registered, right? Every peer should know about every peer when they joined, and then when they hit the ready button, they're gonna say, "Hey, I'm ready," and yes or no, I'm a spectator. I think that makes sense. So sync manager, get peer. Session ID. How do we know what the peer ID is? So it'd be like get sender. Jeez, there's like totally a method for this. Say get tree, get sender, get RPC sender ID. Okay. So we're getting the peer, and we are setting spectator equals is spectator. Okay. So we're not dealing with the fact that we can now have more players in the match. We're just trying to say, how can we mark someone as a spectator? What's going on in chat? Job got wrecked. Why are there avatars floating all over your screen? It is a Godot game, quotes, that we made about a year ago on stream to put everyone in chat in a little character floating on the screen. I know it annoys some people, but if you have any suggestions on how to make it less annoying, particularly if those suggestions come in the form of a pull request, because the Godot app that makes this overlay is open source. It's on GitLab. I can give anyone the link if they're interested. But yeah, it's just a thing we made over, I don't know, 4 streams on stream about a year ago. And that's why comments save you time, for sure. Okay. So now we are marking the player as a spectator when they say they are ready, which basically means that when we say we're ready, we have to disable this button. Does it already get disabled? I'm trying to get better about doing to-dos and commenting my code properly. Yeah, definitely a thing to... I mean, it's hard, right? Because, like, putting in comments to tell you what's going on can be helpful, but then if you don't update the comments, they can actually be really unhelpful. I don't know. I tend to write a lot of comments in my code, and that's just the way I go. And then it means I have a lot of comments to update too, unfortunately. Okay, so when we press the spectator button, let's maybe be not in Russian. So when we... I just want to run it. I just want to try it. All right, let's log in. I think this is my password on the test server. It is. Beautiful. Let's just get a quick match going and see how this works. So if I say I'm ready, oop, and of course I did something that isn't right. Invalid index spectator on base with val nil. Okay, what is it actually called? We do get peer. And that gets us, I need to get into sync manager here. What was I looking up? I'm so... My brain is not operating on all cylinders this morning here. Okay, so I was looking up... let me just go back to where it was erroring. That should help me. Oh, spectator. Cannot set index spectator. Okay, so what was it? What was the property called? We need to get to sync manager and find the peer object and see what it is. Spectator. Spectator. Oh, but it's nil. Why is it nil? So we don't have this peer? I am so confused at this moment. So get peer takes a peer ID, which must exist at this point, right? Base nil. Why are we getting returned nil exactly here? This is what I get for doing a stream on code that I've not been in a while. We've been working on VR stuff mostly lately, right? So get peer can return null if the peer ID doesn't exist. Maybe are we adding the peers to sync manager later? I didn't think we were though. I thought we were adding them right away. Start match if already. Let's just go look here. Okay, hang on. Sync manager add peer. We're not doing it here. Add peer. So we're doing it here. So once the player becomes connected. Oh, is it because we're doing it for ourselves? Because we aren't peers in there. I think it is. I think it is. I think we need to say if if this session ID is not our session ID, then Sync Manager know about session IDs? I don't think it does. It probably just knows about peer IDs. So we'll say, yeah, also if we're doing this to ourselves, like, what do we get for the RPC sender ID? I just don't even know what that value would be. I don't know that I've done get RPC sender ID when RPCing myself, because this is remote sync, so it's going to go not just to the other peer, but also to yourself. So then we do actually want to do something. We're just doing a different thing for when it's ourselves, right? Actually, sender ID is kind of weird. We'll say peer ID. Peer ID. So we'll say if peer ID equals get tree, get unique network ID. So this is saying if it's ourselves, then you do sync manager. There's another property we have to set. So this is if we're not ourselves. This was a autocomplete issue. What is it? Let's go look in sync manager here. So if I'm a spectator, it's like is spectator or something like that. It's funny how like I wrote this code not that long ago, like the spectator code, and I've already forgot so much how it worked. Okay, spectating. Okay, so if this is ourselves, then sync manager spectating equals is spectator. Okay, I think that's what we need. It's a little distracting. They need hit points, so they disappear after so many touches. And the last one gets some reward. That's actually a good idea, because that also encourages like continued chat. Like yeah. Every time they bounce, they should sort of fade away. So then people are encouraged to try and chat more. When leads to another message, I don't know. Messages are good, and the reward could just be a star symbol and count of how often they have won. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be like a real low key battle going on. I'm into it. I like it. Okay, so how are we doing on time here? Oh, we spent too much time playing and me talking. I can only stream for about 22 more minutes, unfortunately. Okay, so we are still at the very beginning here. I think this is now setting the flags as we need to set them. That's not right. That's a missing translation. Online match error, host disconnected. Let me check the spreadsheet here. Or let me not check the spreadsheet with it showing on the screen, because I have personal documents in here as well. Translations. And then I can bring just this window over. Okay. So online error, match error, host disconnected. Online match. Error, host disconnected. Online match error. We just don't have it. We just don't have it on the spreadsheet. Oh, that sucks. Do we have something close? So this means I forgot to send something to the folks who helped translate the game. But I'm glad that I caught it. It gives me an opportunity to try and decide what to do. And I'll have to look up what the original English for that was, but now I have it on my sheet, so that's good. Online match error, host disconnected. Okay, let's restart this guy up. Play this one. Play this one. All right, so I say I'm a spectator. I press I'm ready. Theoretically, that information got through. And we're gonna need to do some things like this needs to be grayed out after we say I'm ready. Where should we handle that? Also, the thing is, there needs to be sort of like a confirmation step too. Well, not with what we're doing right now, where there's only 4 players, even though we could theoretically. Okay, so in the future, we want to be able to have up to 4 players and up to 4 spectators. But right now, it's just limited to 4 because, but we want to not just have that limit. So there's got to be kind of like a confirmation step for when you're becoming not a spectator, when you're becoming an actual player. So you should always be able to become a spectator, but becoming a player needs some sort of confirmation. So how does this look? I press it, then I say I'm ready, which is what actually sends the information saying I'm ready. And at that point, we want to have this locked in. I mean, I guess we don't have to worry about this now because we're not allowing more than 4 people in a match, even if like 3 of them are spectators, right? Which we're gonna have to not allow. We're gonna have to figure out a way to validate that we have at least 2 players who are non-spectators. But we definitely need to make it so you can't change whether or not you're a spectator later. At least with this kind of simple model we want to work. I mean, maybe we could come up with a way to do that later. I just want to get something working. That's step A. So simplify, simplify, simplify until we can make it work. So I think what that means is in our ready screen, let's just make sure I'm on the right screen. Yep, that's the one I want. Once you have pressed the ready button, we want to for sure say we are just a that's locked in. We're locking in the yes or no spectator thing. So on ready button pressed up here. So we send that in. Then we need to say spectator checkbox. What is it? Not enabled. My memory is failing me at the moment. Or is it disabled? Disabled. Disabled. So we're gonna say disabled equals true. I wonder if we need to always re-enable it too when the screen gets shown. That might be a thing. Not ready button. Or if we're not doing it for okay, I don't think we need to do that. I was trying to figure out if we needed to like reset it to being enabled or disabled at some point, but I don't think we need to. So we're setting as disabled true, and I think if we end up back here later, the scene will have been loaded fresh, and so this will be back to not disabled. Okay, so where the heck was I? We have our session set up. We set whether or not we're a spectator. Then it should be locked in at this point. We're not worried about how many people can be spectators or not because we're just hard limiting it at 4, even though that might create some weird situations where there's only one player in the match. And do we need to do anything else? Possibly not. Okay, let's, I forget when I started these, if they have the latest code or not. Let's just try this. Let's just try it. So, battle, create private match. Battle, join private match. I'm going to declare this one as a spectator. I'm ready. This one, spectator, ready. This person's a host. Okay. Now, I can't control anything over here. Oh, and this person's trying to regain sync. Yeah, because it's not valid, actually, to have a match with only one player in it. It will just say you're never in sync, right? Okay, so we have to do 3 players to make this work. So we create a private match. I'm going to immediately decide that this one's a spectator. We're going to join a private match. Then we need to start a third one. Let's go to retro tank party, and we're going to do I started this with the right executable, right? I hope so. We'll find out soon enough if I didn't. Okay, now let's try this. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. Okay, this player has no controls. We're all attempting to regain sync, though. So what's wrong exactly? So I said I'm ready. Set them as a spectator. Are we going to get stopped at like this really early stage by when we run out of time? That'd be so disappointing. So I have this working in like a demo project, which is super, super simple. Let's just open it up and take a look at the demo project. I think it's in here. It's a branch, though. I have to make sure I have the right branch opened. Okay, yeah, it's on the spectators branch. Let's just take a quick look at what this does. Or actually, maybe it'd be easier to look at the diff. Let's look at the diff, which I already had up. Oh, I have to say that myself is spectating too. Okay. Or no, I did that. I did that in the code. That was this one, spectating is spectator. Didn't give us any errors that I remember. Skipping a lot of duplicate messages. What the heck is going wrong? Okay, back to the diff, back to the diff. This might be end up being a very anticlimactic stream. I'm sorry, folks. I'm like so out of practice on streaming, having taken the last like 3 weeks off. Oh, hang on. Hang on. There's a whole other thing that happens when we add the peer. I can't just change spectator to true. That won't work. We're keeping these 2 separate dictionaries. I actually have to add the peer with this option. We're gonna need to have like some kind of update peer thing. Okay, 2 things. We need to figure out how we're gonna add the peer with the right spectator setting, either initially or change it. The other thing is I need to run to the bathroom real quick, which I hate to do when there's only like 10 minutes left in the stream, but I just have to. I'm sorry. When you gotta go, you gotta go. That's just how it is. I will be right back. Okay. Whew. Seeing what's going on in chat, if there was anything new. Chat Battle Royale. Early on, it seemed like we were chatting too much with David and he couldn't get to coding from responding to all the messages. That's why I thought it might add more to that kind of situation. Oh, and becoming a spectator while in game. No, it's before you get into the match. So I mean, it's in game, but it's just the match isn't currently in session. Yeah, I gotta sometimes get a handle on my ADD with as far as responding to chat. I'm so easily distracted. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I had a thought though while I took my bathroom break there, which is that we can just remove the peer and add the peer again. I think. Okay, so removing the peer can stop the match though, which we don't. Well, we haven't started the match yet, so that's fine. Let me go look at in the code editor. Remove peer, because that might be a way. That might be a way to do the update, is to remove and then add again. I'm in the wrong file here. I'm in the wrong project. Okay. We don't want this peer removed to happen though. Peer size equaling 0 and stopping is fine. Maybe we do need like an update. Ooh, thank you for bringing me. How nice of you. I think I do need some kind of update peer method. How will this work exactly? So we can remove the peer and re-add the peer. We just need to make sure that like peer added doesn't happen and peer removed doesn't happen. Because otherwise this would work perfectly fine to just remove and add. as long as those signals don't fire. So one option is we could add like an extra flag, or we could add like an internal and external version of these two methods. I think I kind of like the internal and external version plan. So here we would go like add peer ID, options, and then down here we go func add peer ID int, options, dictionary. So now we have kind of like the functional parts of the method happening in this internal method. We can do the same for remove peer, which makes me kind of want to put this below. This one will be much shorter. So basically be remove peer ID. We'll save myself some typing. Copy this and just put the underscore in front of it. And then we'll take this code, put it here. And then, oop, but I did one too many things. Oh. Okay, this needs a little bit more work here. We need to say if has peer do this. Then we can come down here, move the signal up here. And then our update peer will need to ensure that the peer actually exists. Because if it doesn't, that's bad. So the reverse of this assertion. So if not, hang on. So assert that the peer exists, and if it doesn't, we'll say no peer given ID already exists. We still have to do the check outside of the assertion because assertions don't make it into the like not debug build, but that's fine. So we're going to say if peers has peer ID, then we are going to do the remove peer ID and the add peer ID with the options. Okay, that is an okay way to do this. What I want to avoid is having to have like special logic for updating like the spectator flag. I want to just worry about it in one place, the adding it place, and then update is just a specialized version of remove add, which is fine. Since we've removed all of the sort of the signals and externally visible stuff that can happen, a bunch of the checking too. So this should be good. So update peer with these options. So then that brings us back to the not here. Is it session setup? Yes. So here we can't just say spectator equals a spectator. We have to say sync manager update peer ID is or peer ID spectator equals is spectator. Assuming I wrote that code even remotely correctly, I think this will do what we want now. That makes me think too that we need to make sure that these properties are read-only on the peer class. Yeah, so it's like, it's totally read-write, where everything on this should be read-only, like everything. So let's go into here and make that happen. Read-only property. I forget what I call these. I have like a standard for what I call the like read-only thingamabobber. I know I have some down here. Set read-only variable. Okay. Func set read-only variable. And then we can do a bunch of stuff on here. Get set, or set get, set read only variable. And I wish I was doing this with my VS Code Vim key bindings, but I am not. Okay, so these things, whether or not it's a spectator, whether or not it's peer ID, what its peer ID is, and then the rest of this stuff is read-write because we kind of update it as time goes on. Like what's the RTT, what's the last ping received, all that stuff. Okay. So now, should this work is the question. I think it should. And we might not need all the extra peers too. I'm not entirely sure that I was right about that the first time around, that we needed to have at least one or at least two non-spectator peers. Ivan Firsov, now I'm on Discord. Welcome to the Discord. Thanks for joining. Okay, so let's try this out. How much time do we have? We have 0 time. 0 time. I have to eat lunch, and I have to get down to some real work today, so I can't go much longer than this. We'll just have to verify if I did this even remotely right or not. What is going on there? Is that what it looks like when it's disabled? That's weird. Well, that'll need to be fixed. Okay, so still attempting to regain sync. So I either didn't fix it with that, or we need to have 3 players. So let's try the 3-player idea really quick. This one will be a spectator. Well, there's also like if someone has already said they're a spectator before someone has joined the match. That's also a case we need to worry about. All right, so spectator, not spectator, not spectator. Let's see what happens. So I can't control this character because they're a spectator, but the game doesn't know that. I can control this character, and I can drive up there, and I can control this character, and they can drive up there. Just under the wire, guys. We have spectators. The game doesn't totally understand them because you know, we haven't written any logic for the game to do it yet. So like this character is just uncontrollable. They can't actually do anything because they're a spectator, but they still got spawned into the match and some other junk. We need to write the code to say, you know, this player isn't actually really here. Ooh, they can take damage? That's not good. But as far as I know, at like a network level, they are a spectator. So I guess I guess we got something done. We accomplished something this stream, which is pretty good for me, having taken like 3 weeks off of streaming, to have actually accomplished something at the end of the stream. So I'm happy about that. That's not the worst. Let's commit this and to my branch, to this branch for the spectators. I'll just look at the diff really quick. Oh, I probably shouldn't look at it on the tiny screen, in case you guys are curious and seeing what I'm seeing. Oh, and of course it's like replacing all of the empty lines because I have a setting that does that in VS Code. Oh well. Yeah, I guess I was going to commit it, but I don't know what to do with all this empty line removal. It has to happen eventually, right? But I don't want to make all my branches unmergeable. I'm just going to commit it anyway. I don't care. I'll figure out. I'll resolve the issue later when I'm merging the branch into the main branch. So this is first steps at implementing spectators. So there's still a lot to do. We have to make the game actually treat spectators different than players, because it shouldn't have spawned a tank for the spectator. It should have said, oh, that's a spectator. I don't spawn tanks for those. And a whole bunch of other things. A lot of just like user interface things, making sure that every peer is in agreement about what's happening at the time. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Even though if we kind of didn't really get that much done, we got something. We got somewhere on something. And I think we had a bunch of fun testing out the game with the translations. And I think probably I'll be able to release the translations soon, maybe next week, which would be really cool. Win as a spectator. That would be a really sweet Steam achievement, Ricardo. Oh man, I almost want to bake that in just in case the bug happens sometime. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. I don't think anyone is going to get COVID again next week, so probably I will be back to streaming next week. Thanks everyone again for coming. Hope you have a great weekend. Take care.